Welcome all to yet another video. Dr. R.S. and you on the science of cosmetics and personal care products. My name is Ramesh Surya, Suryanan. It's not Riya, no. So you can type this in the YouTube videos. You can get all my videos regarding this topic. It will be as Dr. Ramesh Surya Narayanan. So you can get all the videos regarding this topic, and this is my email ID. So now from part 112 for 3-4 sections, no more than 4 sections, we will discuss about herbal cosmetic products, right? Section 1 in the herbal cosmetic products, we will discuss about product strategy, meaning companies launch herbal products, but in the herbal products, what is the strategy? What is the product strategy, formulation strategy which they take, and the marketing strategy which they take? Section 2, Section 3 and all, we will see some of the private body regulations for herbal cosmetics, and then we will see what can be the approaches for new herbal actives research, right? And then we will see some of the examples of the ingredients, excipients or building blocks that can be used for a green cosmetics. So we will have in another 3-4 chapters about the herbal products, right? Herbal cosmetic products, right? So different approaches to herbal personal care product strategy. So we will see why herbal products, nomenclature of the ingredients, and finally the product strategy, right? How the companies market these herbal products. Now, herbal products, as soon as consumers see herbal products, the first thing that it comes into their mind is it's safe, right? So the formulators and the marketing company of the product should deliver to this consumer expectation, not only safe to the consumers but safe to the environment also. See, safe to the consumers, safe to environment, this is very, very important. Safe to consumers, safe to environment is not only for herbal products, but it stands for all the products we develop, right? This should be the ultimate aim, and this should be the approach for any product we develop, right? So the information technology, right? It spreads unconfirmed reports. Some of them are unconfirmed, some of them are confirmed reports about the chemicals used in personal care products. You can always see this is harsh, this is not good, that is not good. List of ingredients the cosmetic products have that can cause harm to you. All these things you can continuously see about the ingredients used in personal care products. No? So, and this is why companies adopt the herbal product strategy, because herbal products consumers see it as safe, right? See more about the ingredients to be excluded and the safety scores and the safety of ingredients. We saw it in YouTube video part 106, right? You can go back to YouTube video part 106 where we have discussed on the safe cosmetics, right? You can go to that video, and more if you want to see what is safe, what are safe ingredients, what is the safety score of ingredients, you can refer to that video, right? Part 106 of the YouTube video of this series, right? Part 106, right? What are the some of the nomenclature used to describe ingredients? Okay, natural ingredients. Natural ingredients can be a herbal based, mineral based, or petroleum based. Even liquid paraffin is a petroleum jelly, liquid paraffin, paraffin wax. Even though they are petroleum based, they are natural, right? Mineral based, right? Lot of clays, all those minerals, they are all some colors are all mineral based, right? Herbal based, which herbal based, we can give so many examples, right? In the herbal based, right? So now turmeric is a herb, right? Aloe is a herb. So it goes on. No? Sandalwood oil. Sandalwood is a herb. Glycyrrhiza is a herb. So it goes. Tulsi is a herb. Now amla is a herb. So it goes on and on and on. Thousands and thousands of herbs are there. Both herbs from Ayurveda, herbs from Chinese traditional medicines. No, herbs from South Africa. So South America. Right, Brazil, then Amazon forest, no, herbs are, it's a gold mine. Herbs, herbal research. We will talk about separate part on herbal research, no, how it can be upgraded. So we will come to that later. Semi-synthetic, sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. This is semi-synthetic because cellulose is natural. Cellulose with synthesis it is converted into sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. So it is partly synthetic with natural ingredients. Nature identical. What is this? See, for example, vitamin B3, nicotinamide or niacinamide. Can give many examples because vitamin B3, niacinamide all same. Right, vitamin B3 or provitamin B3, all these things, which you see in the label, they are all nicotinamide only, nicotinamide or niacinamide or vitamin B3. So, vitamin B3 is available in nature, right? It's a natural vitamin. But all the vitamin B3 now in the pharmaceuticals and what all is used is made by synthetic method. So, nature identical is basically a molecule that is available naturally but currently made using synthetic route, that is nature identical. So, biotechnology based, using biotechnology, example xanthan gum. Naturally derived polyglucosides. So alkyl polyglucosides. Alkyl polyglucosides are made using natural materials. For example, citral glucoside is cetyl glucoside, lauryl glucoside. For example, lauryl glucoside is from lauryl alcohol, which is natural, and glucose, the sugars, right? So sugars with fatty alcohol, they are combined synthetically to make alkyl polyglucoside. So naturally derived, the molecules used to synthesize alkyl polyglucosides. Example, there are a lot of other ingredients. All the ingredients are from renewable source. Renewable source means we will come to that. Okay, so they are natural, herbal. So that is one thing. Petroleum based, liquid paraffin, right? So something which is the byproduct of petroleum industry, that is petroleum based. petroleum based synthetics. So for example, ethoxylates, sodium lauryl ether sulfate, right? It's very highly synthetic. Ethylene oxide. Ethylene oxide is petroleum based, right? So all the ethoxylates, ethoxylated emulsifiers, we can classify it as petroleum based synthetics, right? So these molecules are synthesized using petroleum based ingredients, right? Then synthetics compared to nature identical and synthetics. Okay, so nature identical molecule or synthetic molecules, but those molecules are available in nature also. Here synthetic, which is much more damaging, synthetic molecules are not available in nature but made only by synthetic route, right? Example, triclosan is not available in nature anywhere, but this molecule is made through synthetic route. So that is how a natural, semi-synthetic, nature identical, biotechnology based, naturally derived, petroleum based synthetic and synthetics. So this is how, when somebody say, oh, this is a nature identical material, you should know what it is, right? So this is the nomenclature. So the other thing is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. It's very, very well seen. Organic cultivation and regular cultivation. You know that. Organic cultivation and regular cultivation. Organic cultivation is without using pesticides. The herbs are grown, right? You have a lot of organic vegetables are in the market now. A lot of organic grains, organic rice is there. But there are certain certifying bodies, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, not USFDA, USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, right? USDA organic produce, organic products, organic food products are well known. There are a lot of other certifying bodies. India Organic is also there. So organic cultivation, regular cultivation, right, which is not organic. Then renewable source and non-renewable source. Okay, from petroleum based, it's non-renewable, right? But if it is plant based, herb based, you can grow the herb, it's renewable. So you can renew that ingredient but non-renewable is, it can deplete one day, that is non-renewable, but renewable. So people prefer biodegradable, organic and renewable, right? This biodegradable, organic, renewable, it is ideal, right? On an ideal situation, these three are the best, right? Now, any product, the product strategy, right? You have to have an herbal active. You have to select excipients and formulate the base. Then accreditation. Then finally we will talk about herbal product approach. So actives, right? Herbal actives. Most of the products had herbal actives at emotive level. Emotive level means for a marketing standpoint of view, they had the herbal actives to claim that the product is herbal, right? So if a product, they claim it has olive oil, a hair dye with an olive oil. I see it's to just give the emotional attachment to that product for the consumer. thinking it has some herb in it. So that is actives at emotive level, actives at active level, herbal actives which is added that actually functions for the functional benefit ingredient in the product. So herbal products can be two, herbal actives added at emotive level, herbal products added at active level. Right. So the challenges in herbal product, it should look, feel and smell, the cost, the stability, meeting consumers' demand. There is lack of standard regulatory guidelines. Recently, Cosmos, we will have a detailed discussion in one section about Cosmos. A private body have laid down guidelines for cosmetic products, but the Cosmos approval is only for the labels, for the consumers. But Cosmos it has no regulatory standing, right? The regulatory, no, there is nothing like herbal cosmetics approval in the regulatory, right? There is a separate wing which in India approve Ayurvedic cosmetics, right? It's a totally a different thing, Ayurvedic cosmetics, but there is nothing like Ayurvedic cosmetics. In India, you can sell it as Ayurvedic cosmetics, but if it has to be sold in other countries, then you have to get a cosmetic license only, right? So Ayurvedic cosmetics, as the license as Ayurvedic cosmetics stand only for India, right? Still other countries see that as a cosmetic products. So Cosmos globally have introduced cosmetic herbal product guidelines, and that is for the consumer and to have a label as a organic herbal cosmetics or a natural herbal cosmetics, which is the this is the Cosmos. We will see that in detail. So now selecting a foaming agent, emulsifying agent, rheology modifiers, emollients, humectants, preservatives, color, perfume. So everything can't be natural, everything can't be herbal. You can't make 100% herbal shampoo. We have to go back to shikakai, right? So we have to deliver aesthetics, look, feel and smell at an affordable cost and maximum stability, right? But at the same time, we have to use these ingredients and accept some of the actives, no? Then finally the actives, right? You can't have a foaming agent which is from herbal waste as of now, okay, which meets the consumer demand, right? So there is a challenge here, right? Now accreditation, right? So there are for organic, USDA organic, there are so many organic, no? EcoCert, Soil Association, Organic Standard, so Natural Products Association. There are a lot of bodies which approve organic products, right? Cosmos has Cosmos Natural and Cosmos Organic approval for cosmetic products. Right, we will see in detail about what is Cosmos about in one of the parts in natural cosmetic product line, right? Now, this is another thing, no? Cruelty free, gluten free, these are all other aspects which people put in on the label for the so-called green products, right? Now, we will come to the actual thing, herbal product, what approaches various companies take on this herbal products, right? Now, Broadly, current marketing concepts for herbal personal care products are purity, accreditation, right? Herbal ingredient, herbal technology, herbs as concept, right? We will see some examples. Purity and accreditation. No, purity, right? Purity, some company organic, hair care, skin care, body care, so free from over 200 harmful ingredients, right? No parabens, no sodium lauryl sulfate, no. This is one approach. This is one approach. So to say that my product is free from all chemicals which is considered to be toxic, which is published to be toxic. But again, I am telling you, methyl paraben, propyl parabens is allowed by European Union regulation for use in cosmetics. But you have to be very, very careful. The alternate ingredients you use instead of these ingredients, they are safe. First of all, they are safe, and they are also effectively deliver the product requirement. That is the challenge, and at an affordable cost. These products also have herbal components, herbal actives and herbal components in the product, in the formulations. People take the second approach, herbal ingredients. Use traditional herbs at the active level in their products. For example, this is Amla hair oil. Okay, liquid brilliantine with Amla extracts, right? Support hair growth. Then meswak, right? With pure extract of rare meswak herb for complete oral care. So the meswak, for its oral care benefits, is considered in this product. So this is, first of all, the first approach is to say that my product doesn't contain all these harmful ingredients. Test purity. And the second approach is the actives, herbal actives. Third approach, technology, right? For example, sparkling white toothpaste. Here, no bleach, no chemical bleach. Here, two enzymes are used. Papain from papaya and bromelain from pineapple. These two enzymes are used in the toothpaste for whitening. So this is the technology. I am giving one example. There are a lot of examples. So this is the technology that is used in the product, herbal technology. Herbal product approach. Some of the herbal products use herbals as a concept. Okay. What happened is they add herbs in the product at emotive levels, at a level which is not effective, but you can claim the addition of the herb, right? So when you have a safe product, it might be a product with other ingredients that is very effective and safe. So formulated with a safe product, it's not a herbal, it's a safe regular product, but positioned using using herbal concepts. So they have a concept of pomegranates, right, papaya, and then they add the extracts in the herbal extract in the product to have that range of products with the herbs. So some of the companies use herbs as a concept to market their product, right? This is one of the approaches. See, in the subsequent topics on the herbal cosmetic products, we will see some of the aspects of herbal research, right? Then we will see Cosmos, the cosmetic guidelines in little detail. Then we will see about the challenges in developing herbal cosmetic, which we already saw the aspects, because we have to use herbal ingredients. At the same time, we have to deliver the sensories. For a herbal shampoo, it should foam well, it should make the hair silky, it should have a pleasing color, and it should be very stable and deliver the other benefits it promises. So you should not have you can't have a face cream, herbal face cream, which is dirty brown in color, adding so much herbs, right? So now how you can effectively use herbs and then develop the products, right, which meet consumers' expectation. And then Cosmos, right? When we discuss Cosmos, what are the green ingredients, green excipients that can be used in herbal cosmetics? No, that can be also extended to the regular cosmetics also. Green excipients or excipients that are synthesized using renewable ingredients in a process, the synthetic process that does not cause environmental damage, safe to the environment. And Cosmos has listed some of these ingredients with the suppliers, right? So apart from using herbal actives, herbal cosmetics use some of the herbal cosmetics use herbal ingredients also. The herbal excipients also. So what is herbal excipients? It's not from a herb, but it is, for example, we discussed polyglucoside. It's naturally derived from renewable source, right? It's green. So there are a lot of excipients now which is coming to the market called green excipients, Cosmos approved, EcoCert approved, all those excipients are there, and these excipients are used in the cosmetic products. And organic, can we make 100% organic products? So we will have a short video of a short herbal section on can we make 100% organic cosmetic. What are the product categories we can make 100% organic cosmetics? So we will see that also. So we will discuss step by step on these the various aspects of herbal cosmetics in the subsequent videos, right? Thank you for listening to me in this video. Till we get connected in the next video, I thank you for listening to me. Be safe, be happy, be smiling. Bye.